There he
There I
is. The
am.
man, the legend.
I was just like, she just gonna keep on talking, not gonna let me in. Like, what's going on? I'm at the door. Uh, see, and look, and right, and then the lights cut out. I don't know why it just cut out on
I
me.
did see it. I did see it. I saw it, but I thought that someone else had requested. I didn't see that you were even on, so my apologies.
No, you're
Welcome,
fine.
everybody. Wait, you're live now on the Healing Channel?
No, this is
Okay, you just said that something was live.
no. This one should be the. I wonder if it's because it's the live on my Facebook. I mean YouTube. So I wonder if it sent you a message.
On Facebook?
Hmm,
I don't know.
on YouTube. YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay, so
but hold on. We have to we okay, well no, we can go ahead and do the introductions. We go ahead and-
okay. If it's your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm actually an intuitive alchemist and energy reader, and I'm just here to help y'all heal. And we're healing with humor because laughter is the best medicine. Talk to these people, B.
Yes, and I am B. I am a goon. So if this is the first time you're here with us, I do apologize for my short camera. I had to charge my phone, so you're on my charger. But like as she said, we are here to help you heal. Whether we're going to do that through laughter, whether we're going to push some buttons, whether we're going to inspire you, we are here to help you heal. And my place on this platform is whatever spirit, however spirit decides to use me. I am a psychic, a tarot reader, a medium. Between the both of us, you get a lot of spirituality here. But most of all, we are down to earth people who just want to see you heal.
Definitely, definitely. And this is why we are on here because each one teach one, reach one. So we welcome
Exactly.
everybody, even if there's people that are just not joining us tonight. I just saw in the comments that we have some new people here. So welcome.
Yes.
And we just want you guys to feel relaxed. This is a judgment free zone. So no matter what title you come in with, this is a judgment free zone. And like Bessie said, we're here to raise the vibrations of humanity, and we do that by helping you guys heal. So welcome.
Yes.
And I want to go ahead and ask you, B, if you wanted to jump right into tonight's topic with the card, or if you wanted to. Okay, you can have it. Or
Yeah,
if you wanted to do
we can
just
jump
right into the conversation.
we can jump into the conversation because
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Because why?
Spirit gave me I had a yes, because Spirit gave me specific instructions on which card deck to use tonight. I mean, well, Spirit always does that. Um, and this is one of my favorite decks. So I was very excited to pull, or I am very excited to pull from this deck. Um, but yes, I feel that we should definitely just go ahead and dive right in. And I will pull cards as we're talking. Look, one already fell out as I'm shuffling.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me just say first and foremost to the newbies that are here, it takes 21 days to form a habit. So please make sure that you are making loving yourself one of those habits. Make sure that you are honoring yourself, valuing yourself, and you are taking pleasure in pleasuring yourself. Not in that way. And pleasuring yourself means taking care of yourself. Well, that way too, that's what you do.
Oh, okay, listen.
I meant more so in making sure that you are doing things that honor yourself. And
Get
if
rid-
that honors you, then so be it. Like I said, it's a judgment-free zone. I just saying that's the first thing that came to mind. Now I want
Okay.
y'all to think that my mind's in the gutter because it certainly is not. But if that's what you do, hey, Do you?
Right. Tell the people to get rid of them energetic blocks. Ow.
Or maybe my mind was in the gutter. Hell. All right. Let's focus. Let's refocus. So anyways, do you want to do the conversations first? Because I completely forgot about the conversation we had before I took it there. Conversations first?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
What she said earlier, unfiltered.
Let's keep it moving before I get off topic again. So tonight we're diving into a fascinating topic. Fascinating and mystical topic, astral projection. And we're going to be talking about what it is, how does it work, and most importantly, how you can experience it. And if you've ever been curious about exploring other dimensions or tapping into the infinite powers of your consciousness, then this show is for you. This podcast is for you. So in this video, we're going to talk about all the things under the sun. And tonight we're going to explore astral projection together. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is astral projection? It's the ability to intentionally leave your physical body and navigate the astral planes, navigate into a higher dimension where time and space work differently. This isn't about dreaming or hallucinating. This is experiencing your awareness, essentially, and experiencing the universe beyond the physical world. So if you hear people try to correlate astral projection with dreaming, not the same thing. Like you are actually in the astral realms, cruising like Smokey. You're cruising in the astral realms. It's literally an out-of-body experience, and many cultures and traditions reference it, including the ancient Egyptians and also Indian and, help me pronounce this, that's the Tibetan teachings.
Tibetan.
Okay. Teachings. So it's not just a one cultural thing. Like this is culturally known. And you might have experienced astral projection before accidentally, like during sleep or meditation, when you feel like you're floating or watching yourself from above. The good news is you can learn to do this consciously. So maybe you've been doing it subconsciously or unconsciously rather. So you guys can learn how to do it consciously. So why astral project? What are the benefits? When you astral project, you gain a deeper understanding of your soul and your life purpose. It's literally about having an out-of-body experience and looking at yourself from a bird's eye view. You're accessing different spiritual realms, and you're doing this for healing, for guidance, or for exploration. You're trying to find the deeper meaning behind things that you may be curious on. What is my purpose? What happened in 1942 when Columbus didn't sail the ocean blue? You're literally trying to find out information that may not be privy to you currently. So this is why you can astral project. You can astral project to find out things that may be hidden from you, to find out things that may be hidden in history or hidden within your bloodline. This is why a lot of people astral project, to find the deeper meaning behind things that is kept from them, basically. Okay, so how do you prepare for astral projection? So to begin, for your astral journey, preparation is key. So here are a couple things that you guys need to do in order to astral project. Choose the right environment. Find a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be disturbed. Dim the lights, burn incense, or play soothing music to set the tone. Relax your body. This has to be done when you guys are relaxed. If you're tense or if you're feeling like, I just want it to happen, I want to, expedite the process, it's not going to happen. It has to be done naturally in a natural environment when you're going with the rhythms of the earth, the rhythms of the universe. Release the tension, release the energy and the intention of wanting it to happen when it's supposed to happen, because it's going to happen when it's going to happen. When it needs to happen, not maybe when you want it to happen, but when it's going to happen. Set your intentions. This is just about speaking positive affirmations, incantations, I allow myself to explore safely. I allow myself to allow the universe to guide me where I need to go. I allow my higher self to guide me to all of these other dimensions, because this is what I am seeking. This is what my 5D higher self is seeking in order to have this ethereal experience. Know your goals. Why are you astral projecting? What are you seeking? What are the answers that your higher self wants to know? Are you doing it for healing? Or are you just doing it because you want to explore? These are things that you have to know prior to the astral projection. Having a clear purpose can help guide your experience. So you're not going in there like, oh, well, whatever happens, happens. You know, like if I astral project, I astral project. No, you have to have clear intentions, because the universe responds to direct intentions. Not, okay, whatever happens, happens. Because if that's the case, then whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So you better make sure that you are setting your intentions clear.
Exactly.
So here is a step-by-step on how you can astral project. A few simple steps, because it does get deep. There's levels to this ish, but I created a few simple steps for you guys to start. So lie down and relax. Typically, I tell people to lie on their back, because then you are able to, once you start to astral project, you're able to literally like look at your body. When your soul basically leaves your body, you're able to look down at yourself. And that's hard to do when you're turned on your stomach and you're astral projecting. So I always advise people that when they're going to astral project, to make sure that they're lying on their back, because that's easier to do it. Okay, get comfortable. Get into a comfortable position and close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Make sure that you are actually breathing, because a lot of times we don't even realize when we're laying down, we may be so focused on something that we stop breathing, and then our breaths become shorter and shorter. So take deep breaths. Breathe in. Exhale out. Make sure your breaths are heard. Make sure you can hear your breaths. Okay, it's almost like counting sheep. You know how when you can't sleep, you count sheep, and you're like 1, 2, 3. Like, do that with your breathing. 1, 2, 3. Focus on vibrations. After relaxing deeply, you may feel a tingling vibration. This is your astral body preparing to detach from your physical body. And this is where it gets deep, guys. Don't panic. This is completely normal. And I've even heard people say that they feel like their soul leaving like their belly button and just like going up into the air. And like I've heard so many different stories, like it's crazy. And everyone's gonna have a different experience. So that story may not be your experience, but this is just stories that I have heard from people that feel like their soul leaving their belly button, and they see it literally suspended in the air, and they're looking at themselves. Like it's crazy. All right. Next, use the rope technique. Now, this is when you imagine a golden rope hanging above you, and in your mind, you reach out and pull yourself up. So you're imagining that a rope is hanging down, and you're essentially pulling yourself up. And this is all while you're still like, laying down, but you're just imagining pulling yourself up as you're laying down. Once again, stay calm. This is going to be an out-of-body experience, so you must stay calm, because any sudden move, you might potentially wake up and start the whole process over again. So stay calm. Once you're out of your body, don't let excitement pull you back in. Again, once you are out of your body, don't let the excitement of astral projecting pull you back in. Focus on your breathing. Enjoy the experience. Enjoy exploring all the different parts of space or your neighborhood that you never thought you could explore outside of your car. Explore safely, though. This is another thing. Stay close to your physical body at first. When you're still trying to acclimate yourself with where you want to go, practice staying close to your body. And then once you get acclimated with astral projection, you can venture further, because there have been times, and this is not funny, I'm chuckling, because I remember somebody told me that they were astral projecting and they literally got lost and they couldn't find their way back home.
And that's scary.
And That is incredibly scary. And I believe, this is just my belief, y'all don't have to run with it. I believe that this is why a lot of people are in comas. They have astral projected so far away from their body, so far away from home, that they have lost their way. They're still trying to get home. Because think about it. I've heard people that have been in comas for months, even years, and then all of a sudden they wake up. Like, what's that about? How are you in a coma for years and then you wake up all of a sudden? Like, I'm a firm believer that that person was astral projecting. I'm sorry, you cannot convince me otherwise. That person was astral projecting. They got lost in space. They got lost in the astral realms. And when they finally found their self or their body, their home, that's when they literally jump back into their body and they gain consciousness. That's what I believe. That's just my 2 cents. So some common myths and concerns. Some people worry about getting stuck or encountering negative entities. And this is very possible because remember, you could be astral projecting and these low vibrational entities could be astral projecting, and they do astral project. So just like they're now releasing that we're not the only entities on Earth and there's life on other planets, just imagine there being life in space and life in the astral realms. You know, this is where the myths and the theories of ghosts come from and spirits and stuff. And just because we can't see them does not mean they're not there, okay? They are there. And if you have your third eye intact, you know that we are not the only entities on this earth. That we are not the only entities walking around. There are several people on this earth. It's not just us, okay? So let me reassure you, your astral body is always going to be connected to your physical body by a silver cord, and nothing can break that connection. Even if you get lost, it's always going to be connected to your body. Now, as for negative experiences, like, ow, sorry, my cat's over here. Now, as for negative experiences, if you do encounter these entities that are low vibrational, you're just going to have to continue to speak these incantations. Nothing can hurt me, I am protected. Nothing can hurt me, I am protected. Continue to speak these, set these strong intentions, and then continue to speak them as you're astral projecting. I am surrounded by a divine light and protected on every realm. On every realm, I am surrounded by a divine light and I am protected. Continue to reinstate that over and over again if you feel like you're being pulled into a direction that is not high vibrational, all right? Astral projection is a powerful tool for spiritual growth and self-discovery. Remember, like any skill, it takes time and patience to master. So don't rush the process. Have fun exploring the universe and trust that the journey will unfold as it's meant to be. And I want to give you guys a little personal story that I had when I astral project. Now, I didn't astral project while sleeping. I did take a substance that helps me really have an out-of-body experience. And let me just tell you guys, I was able to go back in time. I was able to go back to the civil rights. I don't think I've ever told you this story, Bestie.
You have not. That's all I was like.
Yeah, so this is a fresh story for you guys. I don't think I've ever told this story on this page, but I was able to astral project and I went back to the civil rights. And I don't know why I went back there, because I made the mistake of not setting my intentions. I just said, just take me anywhere. I just go anywhere. I just want to see what's going on the other side of the veil. And so, long story short, I ended up in the civil rights, and I was literally in the midst of Jesse Jackson, Dr. King, and all of the civil rights activists. I just remember being there, like, wow, like this is what it felt like to be in this time. Like, you really felt that the power, like the power in a group, like people being with you, like being surrounded by powerful figures, but being united with a lot of people. Like I just felt like the power in that unitedness that they had. And I just remember just being like, wow, this is crazy. And then after that, it switched to another scene. And I think I was with like my grandmother or great grandmother, who I've never met. and it just kept taking me all these different places. So I say all of that to say that you just have to make sure that you are setting your intentions, because I literally felt like I was lost. I was going to so many different places at one time. So make sure that you are setting your intentions on where you want to go and what you want to see. Otherwise, your higher self is going to take you places that they want you to see. So I was grateful for the experience, but it was just a compilation of just random places that I went. So next time I'm definitely going to be more intentional about where I want to go. So that is all I have for you guys. Remember, set your intentions.
Listen.
And continue to state your incantations that you are surrounded by a divine light and that you are protected on every realm, and you should have no issues when you astral project. And I want to hear about your astral projection. So send me a DM after you guys have done it effectively, and I want to know how it was for you guys, because I know I loved it.
Yes.
I definitely had a great experience. It was scary at first, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. So how do you do it? Well, I just went over how you did it. Jazzy Chick 28. So after I upload the video, you'll be able to go back to it and hear all the different steps that I went through, because we save every live. So after I upload it, you'll be able to hear about all the steps. All right, my girl. So it's fine. Look, we save every live, so no need to apologize. You are totally fine. We do this every Tuesday, 11:11. So after we upload it, you'll be able to fast forward and get to the nitty gritty. And now I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Bestie.
Yes. So first, I wanted to say I was like, y'all saw how the universe was just playing with me in this light. You're like, why? You see, me and Spirit, we have this playful relationship, and sometimes things like that happen, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Like don't do that in front of company. Okay. So I wanted to first address that. But right, don't be. We got a bunch of new people here. Don't be playing around like we do this, like we be having all these hiccups and things, because we don't. Like, don't do that. But I did want to say that so for me, my first, if you saw the last live video, I told everyone about my first out of body experience and how scary it was and what I found out afterwards. So that getting lost is a real thing. Like they'll even tell you, even with the golden rope that Ashley spoke of earlier, they will even tell you to actually do that so that you can go back to your body as well. So not to just climb up, but so that you can come back down. It's like, as long as you have that rope in your hand, you will find your body. But another way that I have astral projected is by heavily intense meditation. So I know, like, they're like, I mostly have seen this in like Indian cultures, like from India. Like they'll usually say like the person who was in heavy meditation and they traveled. That is a real thing. So I used to meditate and didn't know that I was meditating, and I did it with music. And so one of the things that happened to me was one night I went out my body and I was just traveling all around the world. I mean, well, not around the world, but in my city. And I'm just going to this person's house. I'm seeing people I've never seen before. I'm in their home, like I'm a ghost, but I'm in their home. And I'm like, how did I get here? Like, what? At first, I thought it was a dream. I thought it was a dream until I had that same sensation whenever I was a kid and I was drawn back into my body. And then I just laid there and I said, I astral projected. I can do that. Like, it was scary because, again, if you fall outside, if you never make it back to your body, you are lost. It's like, think about the movie and the television show Lost in Space. You are literally lost in space. You're in the in between world. Okay, you're not dead. You're not alive unless somebody unplugs your body. Then of course, but still, like, it's like you're in that in between space. It's very scary. So I tell people, make sure you do all the things to keep yourself grounded. The second time it happened, it was more auditory than anything else. And I had to look it up. And that's an actual thing where you can actually hear and other things. That's another form of traveling. But it's like you can hear into other places as well. And so that has happened to me. And that was interesting because I was hearing people talking about their problems. And there was like a couple, and they didn't know how they were going to be able to survive because they weren't making money. And so one thing that I did when I came back is I prayed for them. And I said, okay, so now I'm understanding that another reason why you can astral project is so that you can go and hear the needs of people, so that you can come back and set good intentions for them, say a prayer for them to help them, to help alleviate whatever problem that they're going through. So never make light of you astral projection. The last thing I wanted to address before I get to the cards is one thing that Bestie said is that she traveled back in time. And I don't think a lot of people understand that that's what true time traveling is astral projecting and going back. And because I was raised in the church, for those who need the scriptural reference, if you take the story of Jesus Christ, you will understand that Jesus was came before time and talk and basically like encourage and talk to people about his coming before he actually came. So if I have to use a reference, think about the Flash. If you ever seen the TV show The Flash, you know, I always loved it because he always would go back in time and he would change something or tell somebody, hey, did to do this. And yes, it changed the course of the future, right? But that's basically the story of Jesus Christ before he was born, is that he came to the earth, he set some things in place, he encouraged some things with the help of spirit, and certain things took place for other things to take place for him to get here. So that is not out of scope. So that's why I always tell people, like, when people who say they go to church, I'm like, you go to church and you practice the religion, but you didn't take in the spirituality side, because you will see that everything else is just as important, just as important. So I wanted to share that. I have not gone back in time. Well, okay, no, I take that back. I have gone back in time, but like Bestie, I took a substance. I actually went to a ayahuasca ceremony. But like Bestie said, you have to set your intentions. My intentions was to meet my ancestors. I I got a chance to see my ancestors. I got a chance to see who my ancestors called Queen Mother, and beautiful dark skinned woman with the fro and the crown, and she was just beautiful. But the thing about it is that they also took me through a timeline, and I got a chance to see my purpose and destiny as it pertains to what my ancestors, um, or what I agreed to do for my ancestors, right? That's another topic that we'll get to, but Bessie have heard the story. But just know that, that time traveling thing is a thing, and it is astral projection, and it's eye opening, because when you can set your mind to do that, you are definitely at that intense relaxed state of being, and that is like the most awesome experience you could ever feel. Like, you literally are light as a feather when you can command your spirit to leave this fleshy thing. And for those of you who are not afraid of death, and you're like, I wonder what death feels like. That's why I always say I don't really call death death. I say the other side of life, because it's truly you're transitioning. You're transitioning from one body to the next, and for someone who is tapped into the spiritual realm like that, growing up seeing spirits, and they look like the person, they move, and it's just something you have to witness. And there have been times where people, and this is some things I read years ago, but people will say that they will see other people, they will see angels and stuff. That's that same realm. That is the very same realm. So if you do and you happen to see like an entity and who's not trying to attack you, let's be mindful, because like Bestie said, some entities will try to attack you if you have a purpose, especially if you have a high purpose. You have to wear protection. That's why I said also last week, make sure you have your black tourmaline and all your protective stuff on you, so that you do not get taken away by these entities. So that is a real thing. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything before I got to the cards, but I'm done for that portion.
Well, I do want to say one thing that I mentioned. Failed to mention when you first got on. I freaking love your hair. Oh my God, it looks so good. It looks amazing. I forgot to address it because we just jumped right into it when you got on. Your hair looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, also, I have to address something too, because somebody had a birthday and they went off grid, and I was just like, and she had this awesome video. It took me back to old school, like if y'all was there when Chili had the long wavy hair, and she was always. I was like, not Bestie giving me Chili though in this video. Yes, ma'am.
I had to do it big for the big 4-0.
Yes.
And I just wanted to be in serenity. I wanted to relax. I wanted to relate. I wanted to release a lot of things. And that's exactly what I did. And I enjoyed it. And I'm going to make it a point to do that at least once a month. It's a little crazy, but I deserve, like Tank said, maybe I deserve. So I'm going to start doing it, make it a ritual once a month. And if you guys haven't been to a full service spa that offers everything, you're missing out. Like you're slipping, you're falling, you better get up and book that appointment because it's definitely worth it. Like get to the core.
Okay. So, but I did want to say, like, because I know somebody would say, like, okay, y'all got off topic a little bit. Not necessarily. Because one of the things that we have to realize is that as human beings, we have to acknowledge one another. We have to encourage one another, because life happens so much that it pulls us away from being tapped in tune with our spiritual side. And our spiritual side is very bigger than what we deem it to be. That is the reason why we use the term woke, because when you are asleep, you do things as normal and you act things as normal. But then when you have a spiritual awakening and you are in tune with the spiritual realm, you realize the importance of gratitude and love, and surrounding yourself by positive people that will push you and love on you and encourage you, right? Because when you take that in, that's all that positive energy, and that gives you, it takes you to that relaxed state. You can focus in on that love, and that is some of the things that help you to stay focused when you're trying to get relaxed, right? Because if you come in from a hard day at work and then you say, oh, I'm just going to astral project, I'm going to sit there. No, your mind is on whatever made you angry. You're not at that relaxed state, and and then you're going to get upset with yourself because you cannot do it. But when you're in a relaxed state and you're just like, I receive the love of the universe, I receive the love of my friends, my family, all those who are positive. You say these affirmations and you're creating a place of peace for you. And because of this, that is why the first card that came out is number 9, and it says, Baby, I'm a star, right? Because you have to recognize that you are a star in your universe. You are a star to the heavens and in the heavens. And when you're talking about astro projecting, you got to recognize that you have to do certain things to get there. Just like when somebody is famous, they have to do certain things to get there, right? It's not just an easy trip. Um, but one of the things that I found funny is because I decided to also get my angel cards. If anybody knows, y'all know I love these decks. This is my first deck. And the card that came out with this is turquoise. Look how vibrant that is. And I'm intentionally not showing you the words right now, but it's turquoise. And it says spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So when you make the necessary life changes and spirit is engulfing you, what you're understanding is that you will recognize that in the spiritual realm, spirit is looking at you as the star, as the one who is commanding your space, as the one who is taking in and saying, I'm going to, come on, I'm seeing the alchemy. I'm going to turn my bad day into a good day because I'm commanding this show. I am the star of this show. There's nothing that you can do to dim my light. And that is another important thing. When people try to dim your light, they're trying to cut out. That's the enemy, as we say, the enemy's way of tricking you into thinking that you are not who you are, into thinking that you are not as powerful um, as you are when you are, right? So you have to make sure that while you are in that energy, that you are harnessing that energy. And when you harness that energy, when you place your intentions out into the universe, you can do anything, such as astral projection. The next card, and I am going to read, actually, let me go ahead and read what that card also says. That card says, and for these cards, I read both the positive and the negative, so that if you fall within these lines, that you will know that this message is for you. And it says, Baby, I'm a star. Hold on. Where are my sunglasses at? You are a star, baby. Shine on, shine on. Sometimes when we are so full of inner light, we cannot see it for ourselves. You have a certain je ne sais quoi that everyone can see and feel. It is magnetic. A certain magic that attracts the right people and circumstances to you. The stars just seem to align for you. The dots connect. And when you put your mind to something, it just falls into place. When you have star power, it is important to share it. Sharing your light, your shine, and gifts with others allow us all to grow and evolve along with you. When one of us shines, we all shine. But you are the lead role. So step into the spotlight and take a bow because today you are all about that, boo. Cut. That's a wrap. Get this baby a Hollywood star on the walk of fame. And on the reverse, me, 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 me. Is this what we have come to as a society now? Do you do you have enough flowers, likes? Do you look flawless? Is your life huge enough to be a star on social media? Is this really what has become important to you? We have become reduced to selfie filters, living above our means, and not showing our authentic self to the world. Are you stuck living in a virtual world, spending your entire existence on your phone, tablet, or laptop? Stop and realize this does not validate you, nor does it build character. It is okay to cruise, but don't make it a road trip and destination. All of these filters and airbrushes have made us as a human race become more dog eat dog and numb to what is really around us. Take a look around you today, outside of social media, and find out what is truly in your life that you can be thankful for. What honestly makes you a star? And again, it is these moments that you can take in with your loved ones, with your friends, right? All right. The next card that came out, ironically, is 10. This was that first card was 9. This one is 10. And it says the road less traveled. So this is the time when we are all beginning to see that some of us have been called to do some very wacky or weird things, some out of the box things, and it's all spirit led. And people, especially during this time of the year, especially with things that has happened throughout this year, one of the things that I said on yesterday during my progress report is that you know all of this year I have been sharing with everyone that this is the year of the underdog, right? And when the underdog, what the underdog has to realize is that there is always that one moment, there's a deciding moment that the underdog must take before the underdog gets that push, that notoriety, that change. When the wheel of fortune has gone from you're not getting anything to you're getting everything. And so it's like this year has been all about getting us through that last test that will catapult us to that greatness. So if you've been really struggling lately and you've been really trying to do things, this is that point in your spiritual, in your physical, in your mental process that spirit is like, okay, I'm gonna give you that one last push, but there's one last thing that you have to do. And there's a decision that you have to make. And when you make, and you all know what that decision is in your life, but when you decide to do that decision, when you decide to do what has been asked of you, you will start to see the necessary changes in your life. And the card that came up was Tanzanite for the angel cards, Tanzanite. And this is what it looks like. And it says, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. And when I pull that card, I begin to say, okay, well, Spirit, this sounds like a love reading. Like what are you saying? And Spirit began to talk to me about how it is not the like a new love. You're ready to love something new, as in career. Um, if Spirit is pushing you to move, love a new area. Um, if Spirit is pushing you to love yourself more, as Bestie and I talked earlier about, love yourself more. Take yourself to the spa, right? Because if Spirit is telling you to do something different, it is because you have to literally take the road that you don't normally take. Because this is the time when you're going to start seeing the new things in your life. This is the time when you're going to start experiencing things that you've never experienced before. And the only way you can do that is if you get out of that old energy and step into the new energy that is being brought before you. Now, this is what it reads. The road less traveled. Beep beep. Are you stuck in traffic trying to go the same way as everyone else? traveling at the same speed, which is stop and go. Try taking the road less traveled. You will be surprised how this road will lead you to undiscovered parts of yourself and help you find the most authentic you rather than being in the same lane or fast lane, trying to follow the social norm or the shortcut. It is important to know the side streets and back roads of you because sometimes the scenery is new and alluring. The new path helping you find wonderful new avenues of you and who you truly are. Trust me, when you feel like you do not recognize or like yourself, it is usually because you are not being who you truly are. And somewhere inside your authentic self is just trying to set off a rescue flare. Pay attention to the signal and make a turn off to your road less traveled. Trust us, we are here for individual experiences, human road trips perhaps, but pack a lunch and take your time during the journey. And in the reverse, driver's license and registration, please. You are on the right path, truly being your most authentic you. We absolutely love this about you. You have been enjoying the journey, finding all those little hidden treasures on your road to Humanville. Don't worry about being in the fast lane. Set your cruise control and make your own way. You have charted your own course, written your own map, and sometimes this can be a lonely, solitary journey, and that is okay. Put some tunes on that you are too embarrassed to play when others are in the car and sing your heart out. When you have reached your destination, it is okay to send your coordinates to others. It's not your directions they need, but a beacon to start a journey of their own on the road less traveled. Until then, remember there is no roadmap or GPS needed right now. Stay on your course because the destination is an authentic life lived. And so, again, when you can be your authentic self, that's when things start to happen the most. When you can start to enjoy yourself, um, love on yourself, pamper yourself, nurture yourself, you will begin to know. I don't know why I'm picking up on boundaries right now. Somebody needs to hear that it's okay to put boundaries with your family, friends, and coworkers. I heard it just like that with your family, friends, and coworkers. You don't have to tell everybody everything. I know they may think that you can't handle things on your own, but it is okay because sometimes you need to figure out life on your own. Yes, life be lifing, right? Life lives. But sometimes you have to figure these things out on your own so that you can start to listen to your own tuition because your own tuition will guide you each and every time. Each and every time. Including on what best tool to use for you to astral project. I'm gonna throw that in there one day. I'm gonna just throw it in there. Just y'all should just know. I'm gonna throw it in there. The last card, the last card I will say is that Spirit kept saying pull the card with the butterflies. Pull the card with the butterflies. And I said, okay, I'm going to get the card with the butterflies. So whoever needed to see something with a butterfly or hear something about butterflies, this is for you. And the card is number 42, 4 and 2. And it says third eye blind. Third eye blind. And what happens when the third eye is blind is that you cannot see things the way they're supposed to be seen. You cannot comprehend and understand the way things are supposed to be seen. One of the things about the astral world, the spiritual world, is that, like I was saying earlier, you are asleep. If you I'm not going to say that you haven't necessarily experienced it, right? But if you don't know that you have been experiencing a spiritual act, I guess you would call it, or have been in a spiritual situation, you're just like, oh, okay, well, I just felt funny, and not understanding that that is your intuition saying ding 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 ding. I need you to pay attention to this situation, right? But when you start to um, center yourself and you start to meditate, or you have that awakening spiritual moment, you realize how important your third eye is. You realize, oh my gosh, what else have I been missing when my eye was closed, when I was asleep? What other things have I been missing? And I will tell you this, as someone who is always tapped into the spiritual realm, and me now studying a lot more, and I guess in a way I've been equipped by spirit for this moment. In hindsight, I'm remembering things that I went through and recognizing that, oh wow, that was a spiritual moment in my life. I just thought it was something that happened to me. um, for instance, I used to think all the time that my grandmother did something to me. This is the first time I'm sharing with this, but I had one of my grandmothers was a witch, and I used to think that she did things to me because I would hear the horror stories, and so I used to think, I'm like, Grandma did something to me. Like, why would she do this to me? And I'm sorry. She just spoke to me. She was like, "No, baby, no, baby, I didn't do anything to you." I know that, Grandma. But the thing, yeah. But see, but it was so heavy because I used to go through so much stuff as a kid spiritually. I literally thought that my grandmother did something to me because I would hear the horror stories, right? But now in hindsight, I'm like, no, my grandmother didn't do anything. It's just that I was naturally born with gifts, and I just had to learn how to use it. And there were certain things that I did, and I have shared that on this platform. And now in hindsight, it's just like, oh, that's what this is. This was a discerning gift. This was a spiritual gift. This was a shamanist gift. These aren't things that I should have been afraid of or nervous about. These are things that now that I'm used to using them, it's like, okay, now I know how to channel the energy the right way. And this is what happens when your third eye is opening. You start to realize how you can use and manipulate things the way that they're supposed to be. This is why when people start to say use things for your favor or in your favor, this is that same type of energy. The way you speak, how you speak, right? The things that you do, all of this matters. And the card that came out with it is the opal. This is the opal. And it reads, let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. So just like how your third eye was blind, when your eyes become open to things, now Spirit is saying, now that you know the truth, now that you know what you know about you and your path and your life, now I want you to embrace it and run with it and be beautiful in it. Wrap yourself in your true self. Wrap yourself in what is the calling that you've been trying. It's like this. Let me say it like this. You've been trying to find your place in the world, and it's like you finally find yourself home. And Spirit is like, now that you are home, embrace it, because now you see what it is truly that you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to be in this world, and how you're supposed to be in this world. Oh gosh. I'm sorry that I needed to hear that for myself, you know. And again, that number was 42, but this is what it reads. Third eye blind. I don't see with the third eye. Oh baby, open that eye. It really allows you to see through all the bullshit. Stop ignoring your instincts, your intuitions, and insight. Scared that it is just wishful thinking? Open that third eye and you will be surprised at all the foresight you have within you. That gut feeling is your true north telling you to stop being blind. We have been so conditioned that there are only five senses, but look at animals hearing things we cannot or seeing things we don't. We believe that the reason you are closed off is because it is all relative to your experiences. If you can't see it tangibly, then how could it be there? Try some simple meditations to help you relax and get your inner eyesight back. In the reverse, you've got the gift and there is no receipt for returns, but how do you share it? You are open to the messages that Spirit has to share, the whispered knowing in your ear. Now is the time to trust the messages. We often ask, but how do I know it's valid and not just my imagination? Trust and believe. The messages from your spiritual team won't be one off postcards. If they need to say something, they will find a way to get it to you in a way that makes sense to you. So, if by coming on this platform tonight, you have heard something that myself or Ashley has said, and you're just like, I needed to hear that. I needed to understand what astral projection was. I needed to understand why I left my body the way I did, right? And how I came back the way I did. This message is for you, but share your experiences. Let your light shine, because now that you are seeing and being awakened to things, you are now opening yourself up to enjoyment, a better way of life. I'm done.
Absolutely. And I love those cards. The spread is beautiful. What's the name of that deck?
Which one? The this one, like this one?
Those cards, yeah.
It is Human Spirit Oracle, learning to reconnect.
I'm gonna have to get the visuals, and that just helps you bring the message together when you can look at the visuals because they paint a picture.
Yes, they do.
But if you're not sure about what's going on with the situation, certain decks just speak to you, and that deck speaks to me. So I definitely have to get it. So thank you for using that.
Yes.
And we have definitely come to that time.
Yes, we have.
Today, depending on where you are, where you can ask B. So if we have a brave soul who wants to come on the platform, well, not come on the platform, but type in the comments what you want to ask B. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And this is anything life related, money, career, love, everything. Now is a chance for you to ask B. And while you guys are conjuring up what question you want to ask, and we just want to thank you guys once again for coming on.
Yes.
We know it is late for a lot of people. We appreciate, love, and value all of you guys for being such dedicated, trill, down to earth, ride or dies for us. Because, we have our regulars that are always on. Ash, Soraya, y'all know who y'all are.
Okay.
So we just thank you guys for, rocking with us. And also, if you guys like the content, we just want you guys to, and you as well, Maureen Johnson, thank you. And welcome to our show. And if you guys like the content, please make sure that you are showing it by liking the video after we post it, just so we can jumpstart the algorithm, because sometimes Instagram tries to keep these videos under a certain number, if you know what I mean. So we just want to make sure that it's getting out to enough people so that we can each one teach one, reach one. So if we have anyone that wants to ask B, now is your chance to ask B. And don't feel obligated. This is a time of night where we do this every Tuesday, and sometimes somebody comes on. Sometimes we end the show after the cards, so don't feel obligated just because we're opening up the floor. So thank you guys for joining us. So we're gonna give a little bit more time if somebody wants to ask. I just want to always thank you guys for coming on, because we know that it's late, and we know that you guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. So we'll give a few more minutes, and just to let you know, Bestie, let me just tell you, like, that spa did everything. I posted a video up on my main page, which is actually Anye. Just of all the different services that the spa provided. Why don't Ash get a read publicly?
Oh.
And you are Ashes and me. Because I'm not putting my business on Front Street, okay? I do that enough with these reels, okay? I'm not putting no more business on Front Street. Yes, me. I'm gonna take a pass on that because Bestie can read me behind closed doors as he does. Now this is an opportunity for one of you guys to get read. Now, if you want to ask a question, Ash, you are more than welcome to, but definitely don't feel obligated to. So that it's totally up to you.
And it can even be, I'm just going to say, it can even be a question about tonight's topic too. So if you had a question, so yeah.
Anything under the sun, astral projection, cats, sausages, and anything you guys have a question about. This is Ask B. This is Ask B. If you're unclear about anything, you can ask B. And I was saying that I pinned Bestie's new Instagram account, healing_room_tarot, where you guys can find him. Oh, Soraya has a question.
Okay. What's happening in January? Oh. Okay. Now, are you talking personally or like within the world, or you just want to know in general what's happening in January? Like, because you have to be very specific with spirit. The world. Okay. I'm going to get my other cards for these. Okay, I literally just heard get your healing cards back. These are is a healing deck. It's also an oracle deck. All right. So I'm gonna see. Oh, okay. Oh. Sometimes spirit will have me shuffle cards a certain way. This is the first time I've done this on this platform, but I'm being asked to shuffle in a specific way. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. So, Spirit, what is going to happen in the world? Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. Let's share some things with the world or with the collective about what we should be seeing or what will we see in the world. So the first two cards that came out was the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. This is somewhat the same energy from last night's reading. I will say one of the cards is in reverse. So, or is the opposite of what came out last night. So that could be a good thing. Okay. more card. All right. I kept seeing that. I kept seeing this card. It's one of the cards that came out. I kept seeing it. I saw it yesterday and I saw it today in my mind. My third eye. Speaking of third eye. All right. So we're gonna see what's come out. All right. So again, the first card that comes out is the Seven of Swords. This is the sword. The swords. This is the card of like that, keeping the peace, keeping the. What I was getting is that it's a deflection of conflict. That's what I kept hearing. It's a deflection of conflict. Um, it's that it's that, do I reach for my sword and start swinging or nah energy? It's like, do I need to prepare myself for battle and spirit? It's like at the same time, it's a deflection. It's sort of like it's a deflection of what's really going on. Um, and then with the Ace of Wands, it means there's no movement happening. There's nothing new coming in. There's no movement. There's no forward movement. There's no backwards movement. It's just no movement. However, at the same time, um, what I'm getting is that everyone is going. Oh, okay. I had the wrong thought of what card this was, but it's interesting though. But either way, it's that Page of Pentacles energy. We're not going to see movement because everybody is. It's like the things of. Okay, so I literally just got this download in the middle of this, so I'm gonna bring it in. It's that energy that people are expecting one thing to happen, but it's not going to happen. It's this energy of there's an expectation um, of conflict that's not going to be there. It's just going to be stagnant energy. It's going to be a stagnant space. It's not going to really be anything moving forwards or backwards. It's just um, a stalemate is what I'm hearing. And then, with everybody around the world already, there's this financial crisis as is. It's like that energy of everybody is going to try to, in a job sense, pay you less than your worth. For many of you, for many people, that has been the case anyway. So it's like it's nothing new. This is what I've been here before. It's that energy of people say that they're doing things to save a buck when really it's if you look at this card, it's like he's been bookkeeping and he's like, I'll pass out this coin, but it's like within budget, right? And that's the other thing. But that's I was going to say that's not necessarily a bad thing because we should all be budgeting to some extent, right? And it's that energy of no, I'm I just heard I'm on a strict diet, right? But financially, I'm on a strict diet with my finances. So no, I will not be going out. No, I will not be doing this. No, I will not be doing that. However, what I will see is an increase in my bank account. Um, but alongside with that, this is the same card that came out as well. And this is the King of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse is that energy of um think of the opposite of the think of, I want to say the opposite version of you, right? But I don't want to say that because not everybody is like a happy-go-lucky person, such as myself, right? It's like King of Cups, this because this is Cancer's card. This is Cancer energy, right? And it's like that on the upright side is this well balanced man, or person rather. Let me not say man. A well balanced person, one that has everything is right. They're not stressed. They're always happy. It's just like this balanced version of life. But when the in the reverse, it is the complete opposite. It is this person is overthinking. This person is always stressed. Um, you know, it's that energy again. It's like it's that stagnant energy, but in your emotions. It's like there's no movement. However, however, even in this, like again, it is, although people will have to penny pinch, it's also a good thing because people will learn how to save. It's that the next energy is sort of like that. Even in the midst of this, all this chaos, even in the midst of you having to change something, you feeling stagnant. That doesn't necessarily mean that although it's stagnant energy on the earth, within the realms of the spiritual, or on the spiritual side of the earth, it does not mean that it's going to be stagnant energy because you have the 10 of cups here, all the happiness in the world, all the fulfillment. And if you look, there's a ladybug there. That's luck. So even in this energy, you're going to get luck. Even in this energy, you're going to start to see how things are going to work out in your favor. It's giving me that scripture in the Bible that talks about all things work for the good of those who love the Lord, right? It's like if you keep your mind on what spirit tells you to keep your mind on, although the world may be crashing around you, or it appears that way, right? You're going to be in the state of peace. Like you're going to be like, okay, I may have had to cut this out, but on the flip side, I'm getting more rest. Or on the flip side, I'm noticing that my bank account is rising. On the flip side, um, I was able to get a new job with better pay, right? Because it's kind of mirroring what I was just saying about the underdog, right? There's this decision that you have to make, and so, and again, decision that you have to make. Do I want to pick up this sword or no? Do I want to use this sword or no? And it's like if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you will mirror the stagnant energy. But if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to notice that although, again, the physical realm is stagnant, something's happening in the spiritual realm that is not stagnant because I'm still getting blessed as if I didn't have to cut out these things. I'm still able to do the things. It's that energy of I made a way out of no way. It's that energy of the stock market has crashed, but yet I'm still getting finances. Nothing has impacted my finances. That's what I mean. Like it's kind of hectic, and it's a stalemate, right? Nothing is happening. It's like it's so hard to explain because I'm seeing it in my spiritual eye. It's like two movements. Okay, think of it like this. Think of like the yin and yang symbol. How you have that what they call it. I don't think they necessarily call it the negative energy. So forgive me for that because I'm going to use that. So you have the negative energy and the positive energy moving all at the same time around each other. That is the best way for me to describe it. It's like two things happening at once. So for some people, they will feel stagnant, but for others, they will not. For others, they're going to think that it's a loss, but for others, they're going to look at it as a blessing. Like that's the energy that I'm getting. And then I kept seeing the 6 of Swords card again, like this is that energy of going somewhere, going places, but it's in reverse. It's like for it's like you're not going to go anywhere. Um, for some people, they're not going to go anywhere, and it's going to be apparent that they have not gone anywhere. For others, you would have not changed a thing, but your circumstances changed tremendously. You know, so it's like you don't. So say like this. Some people feel like, oh, it's like they're saying, oh, it's better to go on the other side. The grass is greener on the other side, so I'm gonna go over there. And it's like they go over there and they find out, okay, it wasn't. And for you, it's like the grass looks greener on the other side, but I'm gonna stay right here. And because you stayed right here, you start to reap a lot of things that you would have missed out on had you gone to the other side. It's like that same energy. I'm hoping I'm making sense because I promise you, the way it's coming is so heavy and twisted. It's like literally looking at a painting and you're seeing like three different paintings on one canvas.
Soraya, is he making sense? Drop some in the comments. Let him know you're making sense. Let him know when it's registering. And after, yeah, she said, okay, she dropped 100.
Okay. And I just saw that hold on. Marine. Yeah, Marine asked about finances, and maybe that's where the finances came in because it just came in. That's why I was like, okay. But it's that same energy. You know, there's a decision that you have to make concerning your finances, whether it's I don't know, what that cut off thing, if you have to pick up the sword or not. Let me put it that way. There's something that you have to do, cut off, be it a actual thing or a person. And it's like once you do that, you'll start to see a change. I'm looking at my other screen to see if but yeah, you will start to see that change.
That was for both of them. That was also for the person that asked about the finances, or was that just for Soraya?
No. It was for the financial question too, because it was like it was all coming in at the same time. Like that's why I said, because all of a sudden I was talking about, like the movement and the stagnant energy, like especially when I got here, because I moved on to happiness, but it was like, no, stay on finances.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy how you like that. Answering two questions in one. Spirit do that to you sometimes. Two for
Right.
one special.
Right. So but overall it's given me that that reaping what you've sown energy. What is that? Six of Pentacles. It's like whatever you've been dishing out into the universe, you're now about to see like the return of it, because and it's just going to be in an unexpected way. It's like you were thinking like, oh, so say something like, oh, I thought I was going to get a raise this year and I didn't get a raise. But then something happens and it's like, oh, well, because you've been a loyal customer, or because you stayed at this building for X amount of time, we're going to, the company has decided to reduce your rent by like 10%, 20%, something like that. And you're just like, what? I've never heard of that before. It's like something weird like that. And it's like, although I didn't get this, I'm getting this in return, and it's working out. And I'm not saying that those are exact examples that's going to happen, but it's like that return. I didn't get this, but I got that.
And Ash said that she had the same thought
Mm-hmm.
when you had touched on this during the reading. Yeah, like that's Ash. That's how it happens sometimes. Like
Oh,
that spirit was literally fluctuating throughout the entire reading, answering everybody's question at once.
You know what? And I did forget that there's a few more cards here, so please forgive me. I know this is running over a little bit, but what came out was the Ace of Cups in reverse, and I got to see if I can. I got to hide a bit of it, and the World card in reverse. So again, that's why I was saying I've completely forgot about these cards. So that the Ace of Cups in reverse, meaning there's nothing new coming towards you. That the World card in reverse is there's nothing new coming. It's like that new, but it depends on, like, if you look at it, she's looking, her back is turned, right? But on the flip side, on the reverse side, I can't show it because she's nude, but she's like, it's like a mermaid, but she's looking, she's facing, and it's like with the World card up, it's like it's no movement, right? But three healing cards came out: Lapis Lazuli, Moonstone, and Aqua Aura. Lapis Lazuli. I'm going to read that first, but I'm going to show it to you because I think it's important. As I was saying, like, it's like certain things you just don't see. To me, I always look at that. I know it symbolizes like the sword and the stone, but I also always see this card somewhat like a magician's cloak. To me, it looks like somebody that's in a cloak. You're cloaked, and again, am I going to use the sword or not? Seven of Swords energy. And it says life changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you. And God is supporting you each step of the way. And it's reminding me, and that's why I said, like, you're not going to do anything. It's like the world around you is stagnant, but you're still going to be blessed. And it's also giving me, right now, I'm remembering how in Genesis, and I know I've said this plenty of times, but in Genesis, the Bible talks about how the earth was watered from the ground up before it started to rain from the sky down. And it's like you're looking for the water to come from the sky because we're used to it, and then all of a sudden, but wait, I'm feeling water on my toes. Where is this water coming from? It's that same energy. The next card is Aqua Aura. Aqua Aura. Green is the sign of abundance. And it's, but for this one, it says healthy communication in relationships, heart to heart discussions, and clear, assertive communication help you understand and be understood. So at this time, although it's like there will be a clarity in when it comes to communication, like nothing's going to be hidden. It's like you're going to understand things as is, you're going to see it clearly. Whereas before we may have missed it, right? It's like, oh, this company has been taking an extra 10% from me. Okay, bet. How about I stop these payments? It's something like that, and it's like you're going to start to see things clearly because, again, I'm getting this financial thing again. It's like you have to be like precise to the penny, to the book. It's like, okay, this costs 17.99. Okay, plus tax, that's 1806, something like that, right? And you say, okay, I'm spending 1806 on this, and that's it. Nothing further, nothing more. If it costs more than 1806, it'll stay there. And it's like because it's over your budget, you're saving more money. That's why I say it's going to be like clear cut. And then the last one, of course, is Moonstone. Moonstone. And it says heighten intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it's trustworthy. And again, in a moving world where everything is going to be stagnant, you're definitely going to have to tap into your intuition more. You're definitely going to have to listen because that is how spirit is going to be able to guide you even more to the things, to the resources that you're going to need, to those things, like say, like if you had to cut corners at one point in your life. Now you're not going to have to cut corners because it's the provision. Thank you. I just heard it. The provisions will be there for you, whatever those provisions are for you at that time in need. Now it does not say, because we did not ask how long the stagnant energy will be in the earth. We did not ask that. So it could be the first 2 months, it could be the first 3 months, it could be the first 6 months, right? I didn't ask that specifically, but this is what's coming up next year. It's going, or well, no, we did say in January. We said January. Yeah, we did say January, but we didn't say how long it's going to last. So it could be a little past January, but just know that it's going to be a little stagnation there in the world.
And also have to keep in mind that a lot of things are being brought to the light, and a lot of towers are tumbling down, especially big wigs. A lot of big wigs are stepping down, so that's going to affect the economy, as well as, we have a new president, so a lot of things are being fluctuated, so you have to keep that in mind too. But a laws are being changed. So keep in mind. See if we have one more question. So in return, you're getting something better than before. Yeah. It always happen like that though. You want something and something better
comes along.
Even bigger than you wanted. It always happens like that.
Ironically, that I was gonna say, ironically, that tends to happen in relationships. The person think that they're leaving you, and it's like, okay, but when you left, the true person, a true king, a true prince came in and swept me off my feet, and okay, sayonara.
Exactly. Leave. Exit stage left expeditiously. Oh, we have one more question, and then we definitely gotta wrap it up because we never wait this long. How will Trump's presidency affect everyone? Ouch.
Ooh. I'm almost afraid to pull this. This is one of the things. It's like I try not to look at because it's just like. Okay, so we know the question, Spirit. So what would you like to? How about this? I will ask. What would you like, Spirit? What would you like to reveal about how Trump's presidency will affect everyone? Let's start with that. Oh, okay. Well, 3 cards are falling out. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, 4. Excuse me. So the first card is the 4 of Swords in reverse. This is that that painful energy. It's gonna remind us of the restrictions that we have. It's gonna be painful. I think there. I saw something yesterday. It was on the DL Hewley page, and it was a lady asking for prayer for her niece, who had a miscarriage, and I'm assuming because of the oh gosh, the abortion law that she had to wait. That's what I didn't get the full story. That's my assumption, but I do know that she said because of the laws in Georgia, like her niece has to suffer, and so to send her positive energy, and it's like we're reminded of the heartbreak, of the things, the restrictions that we have. Now, I have not looked at the rest of the cards, so like they're as I see it, you're seeing it. However, there is a 3 of Wands energy. It's like everybody's going to be looking for, okay, is it over yet? That's what I'm hearing. Is it over yet? But it's like we're all going to be, although we're going to feel the pains of the restrictions, we're all going to be looking for that ship to come in. We're all going to be looking for that thing to come in, that lightness to come in. The next is 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands, but it's in reverse. 2 of Wands usually represents like relationship, but it's like there's going to be a crumbling of relationships. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean like a loving relationship. It can be the relationship between you and your job, relationship between, I just heard stock markets, a crumbling of the stock markets. So whereas there were certain things that was paired off, we're going to start to see some things crumbling. We're going to start to see relationships that was there start to fade away, to crumble. So, if you are someone that has stocks, look at the company that it's affiliated with. Look at where the base of that company is affiliated with. I was talking to someone earlier tonight, and he was telling me, he was like, "Did you know that Food Lion was bought out?" And I was like, "No," and he was like, "Yeah, apparently Germany owns Food Lion now because they were bought out a few years ago." Right. And I said, I never knew that. So I'm like, here you are making certain plans with folks, sir. This is the grocery store what a lot of people depend on the food of the lion. And if you do something to mess up Germany, the food of the right, the food of the lion will be impacted. So it's like, let's not what type of relationships will be crumbling that we're going to see crumbling. Okay, the fourth card that came out, oh, I hate this. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. These financial promises that a lot of people are thinking that they're going to have, they're not going to see it. That's what I'm, because if you think about it, the Ten of Pentacles is almost like that marriage and family card. Like, so a lot of people have been saying that, oh, well, I voted for him because I want this and this to happen. It is saying that these things that they thought were going to happen are not going to happen. Some people already knew this. And again, with relationships breaking apart, how can you expect a perfect family, a perfect marriage? When things are falling apart, things are falling apart. If you have never, it kind of reminds me of the book Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. If you have never read that book, please go get that book and read it. I promise you, it'll change your perspective. Um, I just wanted to look at, yeah. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups again in reverse. That there's no new relationships being formed. In fact, relationships are being split apart. Um, spirit, spirit, and again, if you are someone that is noticing the stagnant energy of the earth and you have been putting out the positive energies, you will see these things will not really affect you. It's like I've had to cut down, I had to shave off some things, I had to redo some things, but at the same time, uh, other things are happening for me that make up for it. And so, yeah, Spirit had said that there was going to be three cards I need to pull, and it's the first one was Ametrine. Ametrine, and what Ametrine says is balancing masculine and feminine energies. Allow your feminine side to creatively inspire you, and your masculine side to give you confidence. So again, that kind of goes along with the regular reading that we did for tonight's cards and conversation. It's that third eye energy. Tap into your newness. Once you're able to find that balance within, you're going to creatively find a way to survive. You're not going to need that savior. You're not going to have to look for somebody to come in and swoop in and save you. You're going to, oh gosh, it's okay. It's giving me pandemic energy. You know how we were creative in the pandemic and everybody started making money in the pandemic? It's that same energy. But it's like you're gonna be creative to do things, but you're gonna be bold enough to put it out there, right? And one of the cards earlier said it's time for you to shine. this is your time. It's a time for you to shine. It's no time for you to dim your light now. It's time for you to shine even brighter. Because for some of you, and I'm hearing this right now and I'm seeing it, for some of you, the things that you're going to do, the things that you're going to say is going to help. Oh, I don't want to say it too quickly. It's going to help inspire people during a dark time. It's like you're going to be giving messages of light during a darkened period. The next card is appetite, and it says progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you have learned. We have already been in a battlefield and a learning field these last few years, as it is. So now Spirit is saying, like, don't be afraid of progress. Movement is progress, even if it's slow. Again, if even if things are stagnant around you, if you're still making the movement, because remember uh, the spiritual world will not be impacted by the physical world. It's always the reverse. The physical world will be impacted by the spiritual world, but the spiritual world will never be impacted by the physical world. And so it's like, although in the physical you're moving slow, and I don't know if you can hear my footsteps, this is how you'll be in the physical world. But in the spiritual world, you like, it's like, okay, we got to get this thing on the road. Um, the last card, turquoise, spiritual path. For some of you, this is when your spiritual awakening is going to push you in that direction to be bold again. And it says your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. Oh, I put up that card, but I was going to say that is like that four of pentacles. I mean, that page of pentacles energy is that penny pinching. Like, I got to cut some things off, but it's something is coming up in its place. But this time, you're going to be led by spirit on what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That was it.
I love that. And it's always good to know what you're up against, even if you don't know what exactly is happening, just to get a feel of the energy that's coming up. So I'm glad you did do that. And it always helps.
Yeah.
And people are sick right now because they're not sure what direction the world is going in. But just know that, like I said earlier, you are protected and connected everywhere. So yes, thank you, V, for that extended reading. I think it was needed for everyone. So thank you. And thank you again to all of the newbies that are on.
Yes.
And for all of the questions that you asked, because we all needed to hear that.
Oh.
Point blank, period.
Yes, you all are welcome. And like I said, I never do those readings because I always get nervous myself. I'm still human, people. I'd be like, oh, do I really want to know that or not? So, yeah.
You want to just wait for it to pray. Like I said, it's always good to have, a prelude so we know what to expect. So it's always good to have that index, so we can turn the page. Yes, thanks, me.
You are welcome.
Always coming swimming with the reads. We appreciate it. And again, I know I keep saying it for the record, but thank you guys for rocking with us this long. This is the longest we've ever, I think, had an episode. So we appreciate love and value. Stay on for, what was it, 2 hours? Sheesh, for almost 2 hours. And if it's your first time here, just so you know, we meet here every Tuesday, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. Same place, right here. Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussion. So we will see you guys here next week.
Yes,
we will. I don't even know. I think 5 weeks. I think we meet on New Year's Eve. I think even on Christmas Eve. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But the next couple of holidays fall. Next couple of Cards and Conversation episodes fall on Eves. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
That's interesting. That's so interesting.
That's going to be interesting to bring the new year in with you guys. So, yeah, so we'll see you guys here.
Yes.